Welcome to a full day of eating. This is the edition where I am training for a 10k PB, a half marathon PB. I'm also making sure that I stay in pretty decent condition because I've actually got a photo shoot booked for November. So I'm looking to hold condition quite nicely across what I would call as a performance block. Stay lean, not be too far away from photo shoot condition within reason, so that I just have to fine tune things the closer we get. So there's a lot on my plate at this moment in time. I'm also running a business. I've also got 2 little kids and a pregnant missus. So hopefully you're going to take some value from this. But first things first, this actual full day of eating is starting the night before the day of eating, because usually when I wake up, well, not usually, every day when I wake up, as you'll see in the morning, my kids are asleep, my wife is asleep. Yeah, if I start doing this stuff, they're just going to get really fucking angry at me because I don't live in a house that big. So I'm going to show you what my morning looks like, because I'll be up at 5:30, I'll come down. The first thing that I'm going to do is have some supplements, which I'll show you, but I'm just going to talk you through it now. And then I'll get into a big old weight block that'll probably be between like 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. I'll have some breakfast, I'll have some food, I'll also get some carbs in, and then I'll train around midday before then finishing with the big weight block as well, because I've got an afternoon full of calls with coaches and other bits and pieces. So it's a really busy day. The night before, what I'll do, and if I'm training first thing, sometimes I will train first thing. I'll train at 6 a.m. and I'll do a different episode on a different day to show you how my nutrition might differ on a day like that. But tomorrow I'm training midday. I'm trying to fine tune my training a little bit at the moment, so that I've got more carbohydrates in my system. That's just going to benefit me from a performance standpoint. I'm going to go in with full of glycogen stores and just a little bit more give with my workouts, literally for tomorrow morning, because all I'm going to do is come down nice and early, caffeinate and hydrate, and then get straight into some work before I start eating around about 8, half 8. So I'll get a good couple of hours of check-ins for clients in before I eat. So without further ado, first thing that I'll have in the morning is my hydrate. Electrolytes. Do you need them? Probably not. They work for me because I train hard and I'm a sweaty mofo. So I actually do probably need these because I'm just a sweaty barstool. Creatine, have this every single day. I'm a weirdo with it. I will literally travel with my creatine. So even when we went away for our honeymoon, I'll take creatine. Great for cognitive functionality, just general performance, helps with restoration of ATP or adenosine triphosphate if you want to get really technical with this stuff. And that essentially gives you that crack whilst you're training, so that initial burst of energy, which only lasts about 2 seconds. Certainly something that we need whilst we're looking to build tissue. It can also help with some endurance sports as well, not necessarily like marathons, half marathons, but some of those shorter distances where you just need a little bit more give. Creatine is going to be very, very important. So creatine goes in every single day for a number of reasons. And then something that I've also done is prepped my overnight oats. Super simple at this stage. There is 60 grams of oats in there. There is 50 grams of whey protein. I'm currently using the Perform Dubai chocolate. Not massive on it, if I'm honest with you. I love Perform, just not massive on the Dubai chocolate. Just with water. It's a little bit kind of like runny at the moment, but I'll leave it in the fridge overnight, and that'll be a beautiful consistency in the morning. And then in the morning, I'll add some banana, I'll add some honey, I'll add some peanut butter. Unbelievable. So total calories at the moment for me are around about 2,800 to 3,000 on a daily basis. Macros from a coach are sat around about 450 grams of carbs, 200 grams of protein and about 50 grams of fat. So there's a lot of carbohydrates going in, and I'm certainly trying to put those around my workouts, again, just to facilitate that performance and also recovery as well, which you'll see because I'm going to show you tomorrow. That's how I set up the night before. As I say, that might look a bit different if I was training first thing in the morning. I'm not. I'm going to get straight into work. So that is it. Nice and simple. I'm going to go and get some sleep. It's 8:30, so I'll probably go to bed in about half an hour. Usually aim to be in bed for about 9ish, but doesn't always work out that way. And then we're training tomorrow is actually a really intense session. I say an intense session, it's an interval session on the roads. So I have got 3 lots of 8 minutes at threshold pace, about 4:30 per kilometre for 8 minutes. So comfortable, but comfortably very difficult at the same time. Like, subscribe, see you in the morning.
Live in the moments I said I would live in my head. Prior preparation and patience, no leaps from the edge. Only thing on my mind is making it, breaking the bread. I left all I don't need behind so the table can spread. I just follow the love, the passion, carving the lead. Need every cut from the studs, this lane cut for a king.
Okay, so I'm inside, first meal of the day. This is 60 grams of oats, 50 grams of whey protein, 65 grams of banana. You saw me make my overnight oats last night, so comes out relatively decent texture. I've just dropped some on the word top, that's great. Peanut butter. And this puts me, first meal of the day, at 642 calories, 75 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fats, and 48 grams of protein. You want to stay out of my vlog? I'm trying to document here. So I'm going to have this. I'm going to get back to work. I've got my supplements that I take as well. Omega-3, lion's mane. Don't know if it works, but gives me a psychological boost. Vitamin B, mainly for reducing tiredness and fatigue, which I need because I don't sleep, do I? So there we go. And then vitamin D because I live in the UK. So supplements, first meal of the day, bit more work, and then I'll have some more carbs before I train around midday. Saying hi, guys. You saying hi? Say hi, Thea. Say hi. What are you having? What are you having? Dippy eggs? Dippy eggs and toast. Show me your muscles. Show me your muscles. Yeah! What about you, bro? Show me your muscles. No? Too busy. Yeah! Go on, lad. Say bye, guys. Bye. See you in a bit. Okay, it's 10:40, so I'm around about 45 minutes away from embarking on my session for today, which means that we're having some honey nut. This is the Aldi equivalent of honey nut crunch, I'm assuming, or honey crunch, or whatever it's called. Good shit though. So we are on 70 grams of honey nut cornflakes and 140 ml of semi-skim milk. I always find the ratio of milk cereal is about double, right? So if you're having 60, you're having 120, right? That's kind of where you want to be sat. That gives you a lovely little ratio. Fast-acting carbohydrates, purely to fuel that session that I've got. I might even just take one gel before I go because I'm expecting today's run to be around about 10, 11 kilometers and it's going to be fairly intense. So I might even take one gel prior and then one during. I wouldn't always do that, but because I'm trying to get my digestive system used to taking on carbohydrates whilst training and training intensely for those runs that I've got planned, usually on my long run anyway, I might do that today. But either way, look at that, beautiful. Gonna get stuck into this. I've got one call with a client at 11 and then it's go time, baby. And we're off. So we're just into the warm up, 2 kilometers to warm up, 3 lots of 8 minutes at 4:35 pace, which should be relatively comfortable. I did actually hit a few reps last week at 4:15, which also felt okay, but that was on the treadmill and this is outdoors and it's also warm as well. Got my little running partner with me, there he is. He runs much faster than me. He usually does about double the distance as well when he comes off the lead. Running down to a little reservoir near me, and then that's about 2 kilometers there, and we'll get stuck into these reps. That is the warm up done in 3, 2.
Lap 2, 5:37.
So time to pick up the pace. We're now into 4:35 for 8 minutes. Let's see how we get on. Rep 1, let's go.
This is the shot, it's everything. Know they waiting on me to rise. I see it better than ever. Just know you won't be deprived of the line. The last second with no time to free up.
Rep 1 done. As you can tell, a little out of breath, but felt good. Average pace of 4:30, so a little bit quicker than what I should be doing, but it's hard to gauge. I think on this run here, my GPS drops out sometimes. That slows me down a bit. Kind of go off effort when it does that. 4:32 average. Did 1.76 kilometers for rep 1. Recovery is definitely good between these. That's something that's improved massively. So 1 more minute, nice and slow jog in between, and then we're going to rep 2. Rep 2 done. Very tough, more challenging. It's warm. Heart rate's maybe getting a little bit higher than where I want it to be, but it's all good. We're doing well. I have a quick gel. I use the Cadence ones. I don't know how good they are. I feel like they're all right. They taste okay. Cadence. They've got electrolytes and carbs in, 24 grams of carbs. I'm gonna get that down me, and we're going to rep 3 to finish off. Paces are good. Heart rate a tad bit higher. Last one, get it done. 2 kilometers cool down afterwards.
No hesitation from the brother that was screaming at the buzzer. We up, let's make it all rain. I ain't seen no way out, and now I'm finna be up. I put in all pain. My people the closest, I know they all pray. I gotta see their feet up, and hear them holler we up. It be small things that they don't pay no attention until it all change. I gotta keep my ambition here for the long range, so I be pure with intention. They thought they knew my position, now how I feel.
That's it, reps done. So finished up with 4:32 average on that last one, which is basically what I kept throughout. So all 3 reps are almost identical. A bit quicker than what they should have been on paper, but only by 3 seconds. So I'll take that. But these are the kind of runs where you feel shit coming together, because a lot of the running I do, especially as a heavier runner, zone 2, it's low intensity, it's plodding along, just building up that aerobic capacity and just getting my legs used to being out for prolonged periods of time. But these are the runs where push those paces a little bit more and Feels nice. I enjoy this stuff. It's obviously a bit hot today, a bit warm, but it's been a lovely run. It's also nice when you've got somewhere to run as picturesque as this. 43 seconds just to walk this off, hit my heart rate back down. It's a 2 kilometer cool down. Oh, holding it together, mate. We are back from the run, and this is my next meal. So again, centered around carbs. I try to get the vast majority of my carbs in around training. And then if I need to bring my carbs down later in the day, that's fine. But I want to focus on recovery after quite an intense workout. That is my priority at this moment in time. So we have got 50 grams of basmati rice. We've got 200 grams of green beans, because you need your greens, right? And I need some fiber in there. I've got a brioche bun with 167 grams of cooked chicken breast. I fried up a load of chicken the other day. I normally do everything raw. But I had a load of chicken to eat or to cook. So I just fried it all up, Nando seasoning, and then that's perfect for the next couple of days. So this particular meal here, to be precise, literally to the calories, 782 calories, 88 grams of carbs, 18 grams of fats, and 65 grams of protein. So it's perfect post-workout. I've also got a few sprinkles of sea salt on there as well, just to get those natural electrolytes in. So that puts me on for the day, and this is without my 2 gels, which would add another 50 grams of carbs, 228 grams of carbs, 41 grams of fats, 123 grams of protein, and I've got 1,000 calories left for the rest of the day. So that 1,000 calories is now going to be focused on getting my protein hit. Again, there's still a lot of carbs that need to come in there, but ultimately getting my protein hit and bringing that up to where I want it to be, and finishing the day strong. So that is 1,700 calories food so far. You've seen it with my pre-workout, snack, food, whatever you want to call it, with a honey nut. Obviously my breakfast. I'm going to demolish this because I'm ravenous after that run. And then I've literally got, it's 1:30 as it stands. I've got 3 calls. I've got calls at 3, 3:30 and 4. And I've also got about another 7 or 8 check-ins to do as well. So busy afternoon of work, but there we go. Nice way to break the day up. Like I said, I'm sampling this midday training at the moment, and it's working really well for me. I feel like I'm performing better with more carbs in my system. And it's also breaking just the working day up as well. Like it's nice to kind of work solidly between 6 and 12, because I'm really productive there, my most productive hours. Get that session in, that almost kind of gets the endorphins going a bit, and then I come back and I feel productive for the rest of the day. So there we go. I'm going to scran this, not in front of you because nobody wants to see that. Back to work, and I'll see you guys later. Hey, good boy. What are we having? Spag bowl. Scale of 1 to 10. What do we give it?
Going on my holiday. I am going on my holiday.
Okay, so final meal. I say it's actually not final meal of the day, but final proper meal of the day is spaghetti bolognese with a bit of garlic bread. They're good. So, spaghetti bolognese, garlic bread. Don't really know the calories and macros. I'll estimate it around about 500-600. It's homemade, isn't it, Lou? So, it's healthy. And it's full of carbs, which is what I need. So, this is going to put me around about the 2-3-2-4 marker, and I'll have my yogurt bowl later, which I'll show you. It's the greatest yogurt bowl in the history of yogurt bowls. I'm going to eat this with the family. You don't need to be here for this, but it gives you an insight. Just normal family dinners, essentially. This is the best one. Like, I kid you not, this is my favourite meal. I have this every single day without fail, whether it's in the afternoon, sometimes I'll have it for breakfast, sometimes I'll have it as my final meal. I'm actually trying to actively cut down the time of my final meal. So I used to have my final meal at like 9 p.m. and go straight to bed with a full stomach. And then I started tracking my data using Whoop. I find that when I eat close to bedtime, it massively impacts my ability to recover. So I would always wake up either red or orange and just not have, despite sleep duration being okay, the actual quality of my sleep wasn't great because it's still digesting food overnight, so you can't really get into that proper relaxed state that your body needs to recover. I started to have my last meal a lot earlier, usually about 6 or 7. It's currently 7:30. So that's fine. I'll go to bed at 9:30. It gives me a few hours to digest this meal, which is brilliant. This is honestly, like, it's fucking unbelievable. Sorry for swearing. It's so good. And I have it every single day because I love it. I genuinely love it. I'm not just saying that. It's insane. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see that, the beauty of it, right? But it's 400 grams of skyr. Obviously, you can adjust this to your own calories and macros. 100 grams of frozen blueberries, 100 grams of frozen raspberries. We've got I put like 50-ish grams of Medjool dates in. It's got to be the Medjool, right? You can't get the cheap ones. It just doesn't work, okay? Chop them up. If they've got a stone in, get rid of the stone, get them in there. 15 grams of honey, 15 grams of peanut butter, a little sprinkle of salt. Honestly, it's ridiculous. You don't need to see me eat this because I get a bit excited, but that is my final meal of the day. Now, I did actually chat GBT the spag bowl from earlier, so I just put in the kind of beef mince that we used, the kind of pasta we used. I got some measurements off Louise in terms of what we had, and this is something that you can do, right? Listen, if I was in photoshoot prep and I was being really, really strict on my macros, if I was like 6 weeks out from a photoshoot, I would be making all my own meals. But I think it's important that, you know, whilst I do have structure the rest of the day, so like breakfast and lunch for me are always structured, tracked perfectly, etc. Snacks, in and around that, yeah, I'm on it. But I do think it's important that I sit down with a family and have a proper family meal. So sometimes I'll be a bit loose with tracking that evening meal so I can sit down with a family. Essentially came up with 850 to 900 calories, which sounds probably on the higher side because we use 1 cal spray. Our portion sizes are relatively like standard. 52 grams of protein, 95 grams of carbs, 29 grams of fat. Now, this actually takes me over my calories by about 200, but it's been a really active day. Obviously, the run was a big one, 20,000 steps in a very, very busy day. So it's okay. I'm not in a phase right now of looking to drop a huge amount of weight. I'm very happy with my condition. I'm just looking to maintain it, maybe drop a tiny bit before the race days come along. But I'm not in a mad rush. So if there's 1 or 2 days where I'm slightly more closer to maintenance, fine. So this puts me on total 3,333 calories to be precise, 418 grams of carbs, so lots of carbs, 84 grams of fats, which is suitable. Again, keeps everything in a good place from a hormonal standpoint, also natural production of testosterone, and then protein at 225, which is perfect. So it's been a really, really solid day. Predominantly whole food, a little bit of convenient stuff in there, certainly kind of pre-workout just to get those carbs in. Bosh, Bob's your uncle. That's how we're hopefully going to hit some PBs. And then we're going to get into shoot prep. I'm going to go and eat this now because this is the greatest meal ever. You need to go and make this now because if you don't, in fact, I want you to comment and tell me how good it is when you've made it. You'll thank me, I promise. See you in a bit. Like, subscribe. See you next time.